Hey guys, it's Spidey here, and welcome to a brand new game on this channel. Today we're going to be playing Sid Meier's Railroads, and there he is, just waving at us. Seems like he's driving that steam train in a loop. So, yeah, before we get started, I'd just like to point out that I know that I haven't made any videos for 3 months now, and that's because I am a college student and I don't really have that much time. So, since those 3 months have gone, I've been thinking about, you know, bringing back some more videos and everything, and hopefully by the end of June, I'll have more videos to deliver because that's when I'm basically off for summer. So be sure to stay tuned and turn on those notifications, you know, on my channel so that you never miss out on any videos that I upload. So yes, basically in this game, like I said, it's a railway tycoon. It's basically where you have to, well, you're in a scenario in one particular country, let's say, and there's multiple countries that you can choose from to build railways off, and each town and city has its supply, demand, and processes. The supply chain is basically what each town supplies, whether it be passengers, mail, food, luxury clothing, that kind of thing, or even steel, let's say, to process, you know, certain materials like furniture and everything, or used for furniture and everything. The demand is basically what they need in order to, you know, to supply, you know, all the goods and everything. And it's kind of like trading goods, really, in terms of this. So it's kind of like, you know, passenger transportation / trading goods. It's kind of like British Rail, really, but way before it was called British Rail, let's say, from the Britain's point of view, or from a Brit's point of view, let's say. So let's start off with a single player. Now there's many different maps that you can choose from, so I've got like Europe, I've got like America, that sort of thing. Okay, and to begin with, since my channel is British, I'm going to be using the Great Britain scenario, which is all of these towns and cities. We've got like some major ones, like I think Manchester, Birmingham, London, Salisbury, Portsmouth, Southampton. You know, that, you know, some of the major towns and cities, really. Yeah, so our objective is to make history, really, by these dates, well, these years actually. So we're going to start off in 1829 and finish off in 1957. Our difficulty level is going to be the investor, and this is our starting cash, and what other features we have in terms of costs and revenue and everything. We're going to set the route difficulty level to easy, just to speed up the video and everything. And yeah, so let's launch the scenario. It's a very fast loading time, really, because obviously this is quite an old game, but hey ho. Okay, so as you can see, we have spawned in our first town called Hastings, and basically what we have to do is we have to look at all of the other cities, including Hastings itself, and find out what each city and town needs in terms of demand and what they supply as well. And it's kind of like creating, you know, a trading system, really, between all these towns and villages and cities and everything. Okay, so to begin with, what we're going to do is we're going to start off by getting in some stock. So we've got two fishmongerers right here, and there might be another one somewhere there. Oh, we've got some cattle there, we've got a ranch there, and we've also got Portsmouth's fishing monger here. So we're just trying to, you know, establish trade with suppliers, let's say, and deliver them to towns and cities. It's a bit like general business, really, IRL. So yeah, but it's built into a tycoon kind of theme, so that's really good. Okay, so let's get started. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by checking to see what Hastings wants. So they are in demand for wool from a sheep, as you can see that little picture of a sheep there, and they can make clothing. So we need to find, so if you click on Hastings, and if you look on this minimap here, we can find out if there's any wool mills. Now the nearest wool mill is London's wool mill. And what we could do is we could make a line to the mill, actually. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, even though it says London Mill, it's kind of like the closest mill towards London. That's why it's called the London Wool Corporation. So yeah, but what we can do is we can just build, you know, a line from a different town, let's say, and put it into wherever it needs to go to. So, because this will basically ship all, well, this will ship basically wool to, you know, all towns and cities really that are in need of demand. So what we're going to do is we're going to build an annex which allows for, you know, the cargo, let's say, to be put onto the trains. So let's build a train. So we're going to go into the train wizard here, and we're going to have our first train, which is called 220 Planet. It's a very small train, I'd say, really. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off with our difficulty level is going to be the investor, and this is our starting cash and what other features we have in terms of costs and revenue and everything. We're going to set the route difficulty level to easy, just to speed up the video and everything. And yeah, so let's launch the scenario. It's a very fast loading time, really, because obviously this is quite an old game, but hey ho. Okay, so as you can see, we have spawned in our first town called Hastings, and basically what we have to do is we have to look at all of the other cities, including Hastings itself, and find out what each city and town needs in terms of demand and what they supply as well. And it's kind of like creating, you know, a trading system really between all these towns and villages and cities and everything. Okay, so to begin with, what we're going to do is we're going to start off by getting in some stock. So we've got two fishmongerers right here, and there might be another one somewhere there. Oh, we've got some cattle there, we've got a ranch there, and we've also got Portsmouth's fishing monger here. So we're just trying to, you know, establish trade with suppliers, let's say, and deliver them to towns and cities. It's a bit like general business, really, IRL. So yeah, but it's built into a tycoon kind of theme, so that's really good. Okay, so let's get started. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by checking to see what Hastings wants. So they are in demand for wool from a sheep, as you can see that little picture of a sheep there, and they can make clothing. So we need to find, so if you click on Hastings, and if you look on this minimap here, we can find out if there's any wool mills. Now the nearest wool mill is London's wool mill. And what we could do is we could make a line to the mill, actually. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, even though it says London Mill, it's kind of like the closest mill towards London. That's why it's called the London Wool Corporation. So, yeah, but what we can do is we can just build, you know, a line from a different town, let's say, and put it into wherever it needs to go to. So, because this will basically ship all, well, this will ship basically wool to, you know, all towns and cities really that are in need of demand. So what we're going to do is we're going to build an annex which allows for, you know, the cargo, let's say, to be put onto the trains. So let's build a train. So we're going to go into the train wizard here, and we're going to have our first train, which is called 220 Planet. It's a very small train, I'd say, really. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off, we're not going to start off at Hastings, we're going to start off at the Wool, and we're going to basically make a couple of carts, and let's send them to Hastings. So the train will basically go back and forth between Hastings and the wood mill, sorry, not the wood, the wool mill, and the priority we can put it on the high so we can get that train to, you know, say, oh, we need to be quick with this production. So yeah, there's all the wool right there, and the hay. So the sheep are just having basically a shave, really, in terms of their wool. And that way they'll feel, you know, nice and cool, let's say, in the summertime, but they'll probably need it during the winter. So that's why it's always important to make sure that, as a farmer, you know what the season is, really. So what I will do is that actually I'll speed up the time, let's say, so that's going to be quite good. I usually do that when it comes to trains like this, so you don't have to watch them going so slowly. But the dates speed up as well, which is alright, to be fair. As long as you've got enough money in the bank, then you're okay. Major of pools, okay, right. Cash incentive offered to first line to deliver 9. Ah, so it's to do with the fishmongerer, let's say. So basically, some cash has been invested into the fishmonger so that they can, you know, deliver lots of fish, because it seems like Poole is in high demand for fish. Let's have a look. There's Portsmouth, Salisbury. Yeah, Poole's, I think, somewhere down here. Ah, there's Poole there. So they need fish. Now, we haven't got any track going to Poole, so we're going to do that in a bit, so that they can, you know, have fish. And the nearest fishmonger is Portsmouth, so we're going to have to try and figure out a way from trying to figure out a way in which we can establish a line between Hastings and Poole, so that we can, you know, make a track that can go to the fishmonger. Okay, so we've got a new train called Painty, or Patenti, I think. Oh well. Okay, so we're going to make, just to make it easier, we can have one train going on one line, so each train has its own line. So we'll make a double track, and we'll extend that across. Hopefully we won't run out of money once we're finished. Got some brakes put up onto an auction, and I've put 100,000. I usually put 100,000 on auctions and then just leave it there. I'm just going to sell 10% of my stock so I can get some more money to buy some more track. And I'll just stop there for now, and I'll build a double track there just to make it easier, so we can have fish. Hastings doesn't need fish, but Poole does. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to somehow divert through Portsmouth. Okay, the stock markets are booming. I need to sell my things off to save some money. There we go, we've got a station there. Let's build an annex, there we go. And let's send out a train from Portsmouth all the way to Poole. Well, the Portsmouth fishmonger to Portsmouth. So let's watch it go. There we go, getting some money from that. Oh, probably from the other trains actually, because I've got like I think I've got 2 trains now in total. So as you can see, the fishmonger is just stocking up all of the cargo with fish. And what you can do is, I think you can actually watch the train. So lock camera onto train, there we go. And if I zoom in and rotate the camera around, you can see that now we're travelling to Poole. The bridge looks, that viaduct looks as if it's quite low, but it's the terrain level that makes it look as if it's, you know, this and that. Okay, so Poole's going to be nice, well, he's going to be impressed because now we've actually got some fish for them. So we should get a lot of money from that. Then it's going to go back. There we go, and it's going to stock up on more fish. So there we go. Poole is now processing all of the fish that we have done. Okay. Salisbury is in demand for medicine, so I think we can only do that through towns really that provide medicine. Yeah, so Taunton needs some nitrates, I think it is. I've forgotten actually what it was or what the spelling was, but or actually pronunciation, let's say, of the bits and pieces. Right, so this wool, this mill here. Oh, someone's or Paul seemed to have given me $100,000, which is actually, or pounds, sorry, which is actually quite fair. Well, it's quite nice, really. Not fair, nice. It is fair because I delivered the fish to them, and now they're producing food. So now we can see which town is in demand for food. Probably London. Got a new train as well. Yeah, so every time, I don't know if I told you earlier on, but every time you, you know, make a lot of profit and everything on your railways and everything, you can get new trains and everything, so that's really good. Okay, Taunton. Let's see what Taunton have. Let's have a look. So Taunton, we need to build a line between the London Woolco to Taunton Station, or Taunton Village actually. So we're going to cut through around Salisbury and seems a long way to be fair to get to Taunton. Right, okay, so now we can go back to the Woolco. There we go. And let's send all that to Taunton. This train is a new one. It's called the Iron Duke, and this one might be very fast, so that's why I'm going to lock the camera on. Let's see how fast he goes. Oh, 25 miles an hour, 24. It's not bad. So now he's travelling all the way to Taunton. A lot of trees in this game. And there we go, he's almost there. There he is. He's arrived in Taunton. Oh, the Iron Duke that I've just followed has been mentioned in the paper, saying that it reached a top speed of 18 miles per hour. Ooh, he's going really fast. Right round the corner. There we go. So now Taunton can process the medicine. Cardiff wants some wool. It seems that the London Wool Co. has built or has grown to such a large size, so it needs a lot of supplies to keep the production rolling. Hitchin, let's see. Ooh. Okay, Hitchin. Let's see what Hitchin needs. They need steel, so let's find out who supplies steel. Oh, there's a few. Let's go up to East Anglia and see what we've got here. Norwich. Ah, okay, right. So, we need to find out what Norwich does. Okay. So they need cattle to process food, well, to produce the meat, and we need coal from Ipswich's mining corporation to process the steel, and then we can send all that back to Hitchin. So what we're going to have to do is build a line somehow from... what I could do is I could build one section of line and then just sell it off. So what we'll do is we'll build a line here, and our objective is we'll do it in chunks. So we'll go around London to Hitchin. There we go. Sell that piece of track off. So we haven't got anything parallel, just one single line. Okay, so Hitchin. We need to go up to East Anglia, so we need to go... Got some more upgrades on auction. Just there, and as soon as I've finished off the connection between Hitchin and Norwich, then we will end it there. So let's have a look. Right, let's quickly go over to Hitchin. Let's go past the Chelmsford Farms and try and get to Norwich. Oh, it's a bit high in price. Need to sell some shares off. There we go. And then I'll have to make an extension on that. Damn it. There we go. Oh, if that's going to be a big line. Oh, actually. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, that's fine. Right. Don't know if that's going to be big enough, but we can give it a go. Well, actually, what I could do is I could just rebuild that double section of tracks so we can get, like, you know, 2 stations. Right, there we go. Okay, let's build that. So now we send that to Norwich, and then Norwich will go down to Hitchin. So, let's build another line, actually. And we'll send this to Ipswich, well... Oh, that's going to be tricky. We've got 2 factories that are combined together. I could try and make a points line, let's say, for each one, maybe. Right. So what I'll do is I'll have to get 2 trains to do that. Well, actually, which ones? Might have to get. Yeah, I might have to. Reconsolidate with that. Right, so let's get rid of that track and that track there, because it'll all have to come from Norwich. So can I build a line there? No, I'm going to build 3 lines. Okay. Alright, it's because in the middle we've got that's our long line that goes down to Hitchin. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Mind you, they're just the same anyway, so let's just put a farm there, and we can have that one going there, we can have that one coming back around, or something like that, I don't know. Okay, right, so Norwich, okay. We're not going to start there, actually, we're going to start from the part there. Okay, so there we go. That's going to go there, so we've got some production. So as soon as they've processed the food and everything, have we got a train for the coal? Oh no, we haven't got a train for the coal. Just realised. Okay. Let's build. Let's get the coal going. Right, so we've got 2 trains now. One delivering the food, one delivering the coal. Okay, we've got some investment there, good. Oh, this is going to speed up everything. Nice. Okay. So now Hitchin can have all the steel that they need, hopefully, if the coal can hurry up. Buy some more stock. Because the more stock I buy, there's a bit more that I can sell, really, but it costs more to buy than to sell, to be fair, but if I can try and get some investment from this, there we go. It's growing. Right, so Norwich has got some steel, so now I can send that back to Hitchin. Oh, I haven't got a station for Hitchin. Just realised. Need to buy a station for Hitchin. There we go. So what do they want? Steel. Yeah. There we go. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope to see you in part 2.